love again. We're smoking and we're sipping, we're doing it the biggest.
Hello everybody, this is Bladez here and welcome to a slightly strange video. I'm showcasing my very own PvP map that I've created, and I'm being joined by Mackie here and it's next level to help me playtest this map. So if I quickly show you the first part of this map, as you can see on the right there, I am in yellow, which means I'm on the yellow team, and that is the pre-game lobby team. So anybody in that colour, that means they are in the pre-game lobby and they are not in a game. So if you two would like to show us how this area works, so once he respawns he'll trigger those tripwires and set off these command blocks, which firstly sets their deaths to 0 on the side there, then it clears their inventory, joins the yellow team and then TPs them back into the lobby. And because the yellow team has friendly fire off, there will be no killing inside the lobby, and everything has a parameter which means that only people in that area can be teleported or cleared inventory or join yellow team. So as we can see here, they're having a party, trying to punch each other. It's not working. So the second bit I need to explain is the team joining. So before you guys join, I'm just going to quickly let people know what happens. So as you can see, there's a piston here, which will trigger a block, which I'll show you when they join. And then the redstone clears the player's inventory on that specific square, which is what this sort of that little command is there. Then it will message the player on that specific block that they have joined the red team. And with MC Edit, I want to change this to the color red so that you'll see it over the hordes of chat that would be happening in a public server. Then you want to do the command scoreboard, teams join red, so they join the red team, whoever's standing on that block, and then they would be TP'd to these sort of kit 'em ups where they'll be given armor, sword and a bow and 1 arrow. So that is basically exactly the same for the blue team, but they get TP'd into here. So what happens when they get TP'd into here? They're given all their armor with their specific color. They get given us 1 stone sword, 1 arrow and an infinity 1 bow, which means the arrow will never run out. The only issue would be is if the bow ran out, but that is your own problem, which is why you have the sword. So if you guys would like to join your specific team, as you can see, the piston pushes off, which means that I wouldn't have been able to get into the vicinity of that block to be TP'd at as well. So I'm just going to get up here. So can both of you do game mode A, just to make sure this works, because where the server will automatically set you to game mode A when you're in this area, and this means that nobody in creative will be accidentally TP'd, someone like me. So if you both press the, well actually hang on, no, don't press, I'm going to show them what happens. So I'm not going to go into full detail, but there is a memory cell here which remembers the redstone signal that you put in basically, and that sets off an AND gate. So once both these torches are off, this one comes on, and that will send out a long pulse here. First of all, it will come through this area here, straight down here to these command blocks, which will test for anybody within this blue highlighted area here that is on the blue team, and if that is true, then it will send out a signal to this command block which will TP them down to their specific area on the map. And the reason why we have a double pulse here is because if this command block is true, the comparator will never turn off unless you send it a second pulse, which is what this is for. So by the time this second pulse comes through, everybody from Team Blue and Red should be long gone playing the game, so these comparators should come off, and after a long delay as well, it will also set the game active scoreboard to 1, which helps out with this item dropper and with the search and destroy mechanics. So that's what this game mode is based on, search and destroy. So if you two like to press the button to see what happens. So they both get TP down to the map. You can see the second pulse there, reactivating the comparators, and we're just going to add some music here whilst we watch the battle go on, and I'll be back when someone wins. So there we go, we have a winner, and the ow, I'm inside, but so if we have a look at the chat here, it says Messrox821 tried to swim in lava to escape its next level. So the server will let everyone know that all players in blue team are dead, which was Messrox821's team, and the red team wins. And Messrox821 is complaining, but no one gives a shit. So if I you lot can do what you like now. You can play another game if you really want to. So if this is basically the heart of this game. This is all the command blocks that you need to play this search and destroy game. And when I first sort of worked this out, I didn't think it'd be this simple. Hang on, I'm just going to cut to when I can try and explain this, because it's quite difficult. Right, I am back, and I think I've got this explained now. So basically, this is testing for any players in Team Red that have a score depth of 0. So if someone was in Team Red or Blue, or let's say Red, then this comparator would be on, because there is someone in Team Red with a deaths counter of 0. But the reason it isn't wouldn't be setting off this torch, if someone could please join Team Red or Blue, one or the other, just one person, fight over yourselves who does it. So if we wait to see, once, there we go, join Team Red, so we'll have a look at this comparator. So now you can see that this comparator is now on, and the reason it isn't changing or updating this redstone torch is because it is being overridden at the back here. And the reason it's being overridden, well, it's being overridden by this, and there's a different scoreboard called game active, and that is set at 0 at the moment because there's no game active. But as soon as the game is active, this will be set to 1, which will make this comparator turn on, which will unpower these, which will let these redstone torches be activated again, which will allow these comparators to do what they do. So even though these are turned on and it won't change the state of this redstone, that's where the sort of trick is, because it's testing for players with 0, not with 1. So as soon as everyone in Team Red has 1 death, then this comparator will turn off, which will turn on this redstone torch, setting off this row of comparators. not comparators, command blocks. And it's doing exactly the same thing on the other side here. So if we were to make the game active by changing this and making the game active, you can see that blue team, all the blue team is dead because there was no one in it, and so the comparator was unable to test for unable to test for anybody in blue team because there wasn't anybody there. So I'll show you what happens. So what it sets off is it says in the server that all players in blue team dead, red team wins. Then it will say that it will set the game active back to 0 so that the game can be started again. All players will have their deaths set back to 0. It will clear all inventories so that you don't keep your inventory, and then it will empty the blue team, empty the red team, and then TP everyone back to the area. And the reason it empties the red team as well as the blue team is because it doesn't set off both sides, it only sets off one, so you have to make sure both teams are accounted for. And another thing I could do to improve this is set some what do you call them, sort of specifications, making sure that only people in adventure mode and people in that area on the map get teleported, because as you saw I got teleported, which I need to adjust, because otherwise everybody in the whole blooming server will be teleported, which is not a good thing. So I think you've already seen the whole PvP arena layout, but we'll run through that in a second just in case. So this is the item dropper system. It does look a bit overboard, but this was the last thing I made and I really wanted to test out the map, so we just made this as quickly as possible. So as you can see, I've got another item hopper clock here, which is testing for when the game active equals 1. So as soon as the game is active, it will send out a pulse, and because it sends out a continuous pulse that never turns off unless the game becomes no longer active, you have to make this full pulse to single pulse thing. I don't exactly know how it works, I haven't really looked into it, but I just searched it up on YouTube and found out that's how you make it. So then after that it will send a redstone signal up to this dispenser here, which will just drop, or dropper, which will just drop stone down into this little tube, which has a couple of cobwebs, which will land on this pressure plate. Well, the stone, once it passes through, or the cobwebs land on the pressure plate, which then activates the dropper. And because there's some cobwebs there, it shouldn't drop the item right at the beginning of the game, so you need to plan the exact time when you want to enter the middle of the map. So the reason I added that is so that people actually drive to get into the middle of the map. Otherwise, people would be camping. People would be camping the outside rims here because it has a lot more cover and is a lot safer. Whereas, as you can see here, there's a sharpness 2 sword which would have dropped from the previous game because I set the game mode to active. And once you've got this, you basically can destroy anyone. So that's basically the whole redstone. This map will be up for download for anybody that wants to use it. Basically the only thing you need to do is make sure you spawn in that area, so you're assigned to yellow team, and then everything else should do it automatically. And at the moment I'm working on a class selection system. So instead of those 2 pods there, you'll be TP'd into here, which is that's not the finished one yet. Which allows you to either be archer, warrior, speedster, tank, wizard, or assassin. And I'll show you the quick perks I've given them so far. So archer will have leather armor, bow with power 2 and infinity 1. A warrior will have stone sword and iron armor. Speedster will have stone sword with swiftness, feather falling, and sharpness. I probably won't give them sharpness 2. We'll give them probably maybe sharpness 1, so that there's still a drive to get that middle sword that drops. Then you have tank, which has iron protection 2, and then I'm going to change that to wooden sword because Otherwise this guy will be incredibly overpowered, because protection is a huge sort of perk to have in your armour. Then you have Wizard, which it's next level thought up. I was struggling to think of these two, which you get leather armour, but you get a bow with fire and probably power, and then you get a stone sword with fire. So that's probably a really good class to use, but probably not the strongest. Then we have Assassin here, which you get leather armour, then you get speed and feather falling, a stone sword, and you'll have knockback 1, which will allow you to knock people into lava or pounce on people because you have feather falling and then knock them into lava. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and definitely comment below if you are interested in downloading the map, then I'll put it up on Mediafire or something. So yeah, that's been this has been Bladez, and hope you guys have enjoyed, and I'll update you if we get this custom class setup running. So yeah, see you in the next video. Goodbye.